The moment I stepped onto the back of Enid's property, I knew this final part of the tour was going to be something special. Welcome back to the last chapter of our 3-part journey through Enid's world. In part 1, we got to know the woman behind NSE Tropicals. In part 2, we explored the front gardens, shade house, and greenhouse. Now we're heading to the wilder side, the ponds, the so-called trash piles, and the tucked away corners you get to see. If you missed parts 1 or 2, I really suggest watching those first so you don't miss any of the magic. A massive thank you to Growing Detroit for sponsoring this entire experience. Let's dive in.
Got so much over here.
Yeah. I took a good bit of my collection out of the shade houses and put it around here also because at one point the shade houses were so crowded and I thought, well, this stuff doesn't even need that kind of protection. It may as well be in the ground over here.
You little doggy.
Apollo.
So when did you build this?
2022.
2022. You said after the storm?
Well, I think it was 2016 or 2017 that we had Hurricane Irma, and this area used to all be decked, like this tiki hut area. Okay. But some trees went down and ripped everything out. So for a couple years, well, I guess that's probably 4 or 5 years, it was just sand. And as I mentioned earlier, that was like my view from the windows from the kitchen and the living room was just like dirt pit and ripped up wood. And one day I decided I was going to put a pond over here. And this waterfall that you're filming, that's actually a styrofoam block.
Wow.
And, they're kind of awkward, but they're easy. One person can pick them up. I put another one over there. And once the plants grow on, you can't tell the difference whether it's rock or not.
No, you really can't. There's like moss growing on it, like a normal rock.
Yeah.
How many fish do you have in here?
I started with 6 of those guys. I had 6 of the blue, 6 goldfish, and 6 of the yellow cichlids. And these guys have outcompeted everybody else. Like, there's probably still 6 blue and 6 goldfish, but those yellow guys don't mess around.
Beautiful. What do you have right there?
The skinny leaves over there?
Mm-hmm.
That's plumeria from Cuba called Philodendron. It's got white flowers. It was actually just blooming the other day, but it's gorgeous when the sun hits it too.
Yeah, it's very interesting looking. Oh, and then you've got a little tadpoles.
Yeah, that was a little goldfish pond, and I have a fountain here, but I had some problems with raccoons, so I put the goldfish in there so they had a fighting chance, because this was like a soup bowl for the raccoons, so.
There's a pretty kitty.
This is getting ready to take off.
Ooh.
It's all these white flowers. They come out at night. They bloom at night. They're really fragrant. It's a Portlandia.
There's one right there.
Kind of soggy in the day, but they're really fragrant at night. This is a Jabotacaba tree. It's got a little bit of fruit on it. It blooms right on the trunk. See the black ones?
Oh,
there's a few greens. The squirrels eat it like crazy. And then I hung all these orchids in. This is like my wall of orchids that Oh, there's one. Yeah.
Is it edible?
Yeah.
Is it related to the chocolate tree that also does that, or no?
I don't think it's related.
I just know the chocolate tree does the same thing.
I've got one with a chocolate tree with fruit on it on the other side, if you want to see that.
Yeah. Should we do that now?
Yeah, whatever you want to do. On the pond side.
I just know I'll forget.
I know. Oh, well, we'll catch that later.
Hi.
Well, there's that orchid we were looking at earlier.
Ooh.
Oh, they're all old. Oh, here's one.
Look at that. Ooh, yes. Have you tried the fruit?
Yeah. It's not like biting into an apple, it's like the seeds have pulp all over them, and you can kind of like pull the pulp off of the seeds. It does taste good. It's a lot of work to get any kind of food off of it, you know, but all these flowers will be pods. These are kind of like the last ones from last year. There's a couple dark, you know, ones that went bad up there. Yeah, this one, old one. They're so cool. Chocolate.
From over here with your tiki, that's also very
Yeah,
pretty.
isn't that cool?
Oh wow, I just saw that giant palm tree right there.
Oh, you didn't see that from the other side?
No, I guess I was looking at everything on this side. Now that we're on this side, I can see everything from that side. Do you ever worry about that with like the bad storms?
Yeah. I put it in there. It was much smaller. Sometimes when you put something in that's in a 3-gallon pot, you're like, oh, it's 20 feet from the house. And then it grows like that. And you're like, oh. Palms are usually okay in a storm. I don't think it would fall over on the house, but for sure they could chop up those the tiles on the house.
Yeah.
And then these are even closer. I'm running out of yard where I want to plant, you know. I've got a lot of yard left that we didn't go into, but I don't really plant back there because I don't have irrigation back there, and
That makes sense.
I don't see it anyway, you know.
You could
These guys still blooming? Oh, they're done?
you could bring your fence forward.
Yeah. I already did.
Start working. Yeah, I saw your front yard. It's beautiful.
It used to be, I don't even go in the front yard.
You don't?
I come home,
Yeah.
and then I go inside the gate.
What is this guy?
That's Philodendron paluticola. That is also from Leland, Miano. It's an aquatic philodendron. It can grow dry too, but that pond over there, the one with berries leaf in it, there's a huge one sitting in the water, and sometimes a piece will break off or whatever, and there's another one here. I just plunk them in the yard.
Seeing this, I understand why they call them like the tree philodendron.
Yeah,
like,
tree types.
yeah. It makes sense now because
Yeah.
it looks like a tree until I
does.
looked at the leaves, and then I was like, wait a second.
I need some rain.
That's
Irrigation is like mostly everywhere, but just always stuff getting blocked, and you just really need a couple of good rains to like
really get it going.
Yeah. The sealing wax there. This tree looks
yes.
great, like from here and from this side.
I need to get your
Variegated one?
variegated one.
Yeah, the sleep.
That is beautiful. And then your
This is a plant, I don't know if it's because it's so much hotter than it used to be, but you used to not be able to, you know, these guys are super cold sensitive, but it's been out here since I've had it. You know, I don't bring them in anymore. They get to a certain size and it's sitting in a bucket of water. To bring that in the greenhouse is like, you know, good luck, good luck, buddy.
oh yeah, it's growing in a pot.
Yeah.
It's like
It was in the pond because they
busting.
can grow sitting in water, and it was doing great when it was growing in the pond. I have some blocks in there and it was on top of it and it fell over. And so that was fun to like get out there and try to get it out of the pond. And then it fell over again. I was like, okay, you live here now. I'm not doing that anymore.
what is this?
Papyrus. That was actually variegated also. And it reverted and really started growing fast after it reverted.
That's so cool looking.
Yeah.
And it's got like
Each one of these can make a whole new plant.
really?
And then if this touches anything, this will like send up sprouts from it. Yeah.
wow.
But it's nice. It's like the classic pond plant, you know?
Look how big this is.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
It bloomed. There's a spike last year for the first time. I got it. It was like one little stalk, and then it's just taken off. I probably had it like, I don't know, 10 years or so.
Wow. What size pot is it in?
It's swallowed the pot, but it's in a big clay pot. Probably, I don't know how big it is under all those roots. It's not even in a pot anymore. It ate it.
Giant.
Yeah.
Giant size.
Yeah, some things just end up in the right spot. Like that was something I had there, and then, you know, the other plants grow in, and that just looks really good there. You're like, oh, I like how that turned out. You know?
Yeah. Oh my. Okay. Back over this side again.
Look at him.
He's just sitting waiting for us.
Throw it.
Look at you. He said, it feel good in here. The water's fine, guys.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't swim with him. He wants to get on your lap. I don't know, it looks pretty sun scorched, but whatever, anything you want to video that I just.
So how long ago did you make these ponds?
Let's see. Pond 3 is maybe 2 years. And then I think this other one was last year. So I did them about the same time because they're really easy to make. You just set these blocks down, and this is a variegated lacea.
Yes, tell me about one of these, because the first time I saw one was last year, and I've been obsessed with them.
There's a flower that's open on the other form. I've got more of a arrow leaf over there. See the flower?
Yeah.
That?
Oh, wow. That is cool.
Isn't that cool?
And these are aroids, right?
Right.
And they like water.
Yeah, they're aquatic. The green form is like, it's spiky as it can be, variegated or green, but the green form just grows like a weed. These guys haven't grown quite as fast, maybe because of the variegation, but they're sturdy and they grow easily. And then those are water lotus, those round leaves. And this is Colocasia Pharaoh's Mask by Brian Williams, did that hybrid. And some Certisperma humbolii. I just got everything stuffed in there. I'll be like, something's dry, and just plunk it in the pond. This is Certisperma mercuzii, that big one.
Wow.
And then Typhonodorum lindleyanum. The trunk on that, the stripes.
That's beautiful.
This is getting ready to pop. It's still closed up, but that's Hidicium longicornutum. It's like fireworks when they pop open. It's a butterfly ginger.
Ooh. You've got all kinds of orchids growing everywhere.
I had a lot of these in the trees, and then I kind of hung them over here. So it's nice that they're out here. Again, it's kind of dry for them. I actually got that from Palmer.
He gave me one yesterday.
Yeah,
I was like,
love that thing.
What? Thank you. All the colors. You did a good job.
Yeah.
What is this guy?
They call this a spinach tree. It's actually edible. Now you have to look up exactly how you eat it. I don't know if you have to boil it or whatever you have to do with it, but it's the variegated form, and it's just absolutely beautiful.
These guys are growing in water too?
Yeah, this just dried out on me. I said, oh great, Ashley's coming. This whole thing has collapsed because it was so dry. I was gone all day and came home, and it was just like the first super hot day we had.
It looks good.
It perked up a little.
A lot.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Can't you act right? We're having company.
Ooh. What is this guy?
These are the flowers that were on this cycad fruit. I don't know where that water is
Cycads
on.
are so cool. They don't get enough love.
Yeah, I know.
Like, Look how cool
I know.
that leaf is.
And it looks like an Angiopteris fern, so I always liked it for that reason. You know, like I was saying, I like stuff that you might think was something else.
I love it.
Proofy.
The little orchids and trees everywhere.
Look at these cool little guys. I got those relatively recently. I like the little weird stuff. Like when they bloom, it's the tiniest flower, and I'm just like so happy when I catch the flower. That's why I put them on my pathway so I'll see it. This guy.
Oh. Is that the imbricata?
Yeah.
That thing looks so cool.
These are all getting ready to take off. This is, I think, the same variety that the purple we saw on the tree.
Oh. There's just so much to look at.
I know, right?
Then you've got all of...
This plumeria is nice. The color is amazing. There's not a lot of reds out there.
Yeah, I've not seen something so dark.
Yeah. I think it's the variety Scott Pratt. That's what they said when I got it. And I bought it as like a cutting, you know. And then these are super fragrant, mostly at night, but they're still fragrant now. It's one of my favorites.
What is this called?
Cabernet Montana Holstoi, if that's how. Love it when you walk along the pathway, and like some of this I feel like I did right where it should be. And other times there'll be something and it's like, oh yeah, it ended up behind something around the corner. And you're like, man, that ended up being a really cool plant. I wish that was on the path, you know?
Oh.
This is Philodendron mexicanum up there.
She's getting tall.
Yeah, I love it. This is where I stand when I have to take the dogs out at night to go to the bathroom, is under this tree. And I'm like, go.
It's beautiful over here.
Some more Monstera dubia. And then it's jumped onto this Amherstia. And it's got mature leaves at the top somewhere. I might pull that down for it messes up my tree.
Oh, wow. Let's see if I can get back over here to get a clip of that. That's insane how different it looks.
Yeah, I know. You wouldn't even believe it was the same plant. Speaking of which, we should go, the big tree over by the greenhouse has that, we always called it the thing in the tree.
The thing in the tree.
The thing in the tree, because we didn't know what it was. And then I guess it's most likely a green dubia.
Oh.
But it's a beast. It's much faster than that one.
Crotons do not get enough love either. What is this?
This guy?
Yeah.
This is a petticoat palm. Copernicia macroglossa.
I've never seen one on the ground like this and that wide.
As it gets a trunk, these and the old fronds, you see the brown down there, it'll have like a bunch of skirts all the way around, all the way down to the ground. And, you know, the green part will be up there like a regular palm. But then as the old leaves die, they still hang on. It's like a brown skirt all the way to the ground.
So is this one pretty young?
Yes.
Wow. That thing's huge.
Yeah.
I like it like this.
Yeah,
actually.
I know. I like it better like that because a friend of mine's got a larger one and it's a cool palm, but I like it better if that's like the perfect height. Sometimes with palms, you kind of lose them once they get above your head.
Mm-hmm.
So when you have some stuff face level and then they get big, you forget they're there, you know?
That's so cool. I've never seen one like this.
Uh-huh.
That's so cool. I love that.
There's a snowflake Aurelia that this heliconia is crowding out, but this guy over here.
Oh, wow.
I forgot that was there. It was there first and the heliconia was like a 3-gallon pot and it ran it over.
I see it.
This is one of my favorites. They call that old man palm.
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
This one's short too.
Yeah.
I love that.
They're slow
You can
growing.
actually see like leaves and everything.
I was in Delray Beach, and they have a bunch of these lining the Atlantic Avenue, and they put sunglasses on them. And I thought that was just amazing. I mean, somebody did. It's probably somebody walking by. A whole row of them had sunglasses on. It looked so cool.
I bet.
Yeah.
Put sunglasses and a little mustache or something on it for Halloween.
Yeah. Yeah, the glasses with the nose and the mustache.
Yes.
Groucho Marx. That's over there, the Philodendron Linamii. That's named for Ralph Lineham. The new leaves are hot pink.
Ooh. Let's go look at it. We didn't walk over here, did we?
I don't think so.
What is this guy?
This is a Stenolobum hybrid, probably with Salome.
Wow. Look at those jagged leaves.
Yeah. I think there's like 3 of them in there.
3 different hybrids?
No, same thing. Oh, 4.
Same thing.
4 plants in there.
So
I don't think there's any new leaves in here. But when they come out, this is relatively new. But when they come out, they're hot pink. See if there's anything. Slightly. But they're just like hot pink when the leaf first comes out. Yeah, it's got a little.
That's beautiful. Let's see if I can get some backs of the leaf from here.
And that's the mama of those hybrids with the variegated Gloriosum.
Ooh.
I got a photo of that last year for my Instagram with all those Royal Poincianas on that Weeks.
Yeah.
Broad Weeks. Weeks red. Weeks red. Red on the back of the leaves.
So the first time I ever met Ron, I was like, oh, I've got a plant named after you. And he was like, it's not my hybrid.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And he was like, everybody thinks it is, but somebody just named it after me. And he told me the whole story. And I keep meaning to ask him to like sit down and tell the stories so that it's out. And
yeah, it's so important because, especially with the internet, things just become truth because someone said it on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're looking for information that you don't know, you believe what you see, you know?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of simple little things like that.
I love Ron. He's like the nicest person ever. Yeah. It looks so cool with the red new leaf coming out with the flowers. Oh my God. What is orange right here?
Seed, the inflorescence for the seeds, whatever they're called.
Is this a palm?
Yeah.
It's really cool. Kind of looks like a bamboo growing
like
does. This. Just got stuff growing up.
This green bipinifolium was a variegated one. They were so rare at one point, and I was like, I'll put it on this tree, and it's going to be beautiful. And it went green, and it ran right up the tree. It's like, I don't know what I got going on in this yard, but if I would put anything in the ground variegated, it goes green.
Interesting.
And it makes a run for the top. That's the best way for the plant to
grow.
To grow. Variegation is inefficient, you know?
Okay, so tell me about this pile right here. You have to tell me about it.
This is one of the piles that, like, if something dies or I just need to dump out a pot of something, I dump it in there. And I don't know what magicalness goes on in my mulch piles, but if I cut that and put it back in a pot, it doesn't look like that. So there's always a lot of cool stuff. There's a nice variegated bird's nest.
You've got all kinds of things growing in here. If I didn't know, I would think this was like a disease or something.
Yeah, that's what it's supposed to look like. It's a Dracaena, actually. That came from Ralph Lineham also. But, I mean, it's around a bit, but it was one that he gave me. It's kind of an old thing you don't see around much anymore. It's like an old houseplant, you know, from before our time.
That's crazy.
This is nice on this side because these guys really look good. They can take a decent amount of light. This Piper, I love this thing too.
Yeah, that Piper is beautiful.
And that's another case of like, that Piper looks just like an Anthurium.
Mm-hmm. I've tried to grow that Piper 3 or 4 different times. Never works for me.
You know what happens? If I propagate it, that whole stalk dies. My propagations will work, but the whole stalk I cut goes brown, and I'm like, oh. So last time I cut the whole stalk at the base and then propagated that whole stalk. I was like, ah.
And it worked?
Yeah. I was like, now watch the whole like root ball die.
Okay, so this is Dark Lord.
Yeah.
Triangular.
And there's some
Black Majesty is the round one. Everybody
Majesty
gets
is more narrow. I have some in the shade house.
We should do
a Linnaei.
You should do something on Palm Street explaining that, because everybody thinks that they're the same thing.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Or they think they have Black Majesty and it's not. But nobody has that. It's super rare.
Oh.
Yeah, this one, the Dark Lord.
That's funny. I've got it on the website and I kind of quit. It's one of those things that grows so fast to grow it in I grow in these tall 5s. By the time it's rooted, it's already too big. So like if people aren't asking for it, I don't really propagate it just because it grows so fast that like I don't want to ship something 3 feet long in a 4-inch pot, you know.
What is this skinny guy?
That's the baby. That's a young form of that narrow Stenolobum.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
What is this?
Oh geez.
Some kind of philodendron.
Philodendron. Hold on a second. I have to pull that out of my Renaultii. Philodendron Renaultii.
I've not even heard of that one.
No.
Mm-mm.
Again, another old landscape thing. I have a bunch of it out back.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. It's spelled Renoxii, but I don't know why the X is silent. Renaultii. And this is a week's red climb in a tree. I didn't actually even know they could do that.
Yeah, I've never seen them climbing a tree.
The tree was in its way and it went up.
That's crazy. Is this another one of the piles?
Yeah.
This is a pile, and
that's another pile.
That's a beautiful pile of trash.
That's my. I do better when I.
Even your trash is beautiful.
Let's look at that one out back and see how that looks.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything on the way to. Let's go through the shadier part.
Whoa.
This is Brownea. That's how the new leaves come out.
What is this?
Brownea. They're one of the handkerchief trees where when the leaves come out, they hang like that. And then they will harden off and you have a whole branch suddenly out of nowhere. So you've got that handkerchief. And then once it fills itself up, it's like you have a whole branch. I don't know if there's any flowers. The flowers are amazing. It's like a red ball like this. And this is the thing we always called thing in a tree. I put just a little piece of a shingling part of it on that tree and it did this.
That's insane.
I know, my poor tree. I'm like, calm down.
Like some of those leaves are taller than me.
Yeah. Yeah, and I haven't done much with propagating it because when I cut a section off, then it just sends runners like this.
Mm-hmm.
So you're like, well, I don't want to grow that.
You've got vanilla growing.
Yeah. I was checking to see if it was still blooming. It was blooming.
Holy crap.
I know.
That's what this guy is. That's insane.
Yeah.
I need to get way back here to show.
You know, I was telling you the lawnmower broke. Now I don't come back this way. I'm like, I gotta fix that thing. This is a fantastic tree. So this is an interlobium. This is a champion tree. It's the largest one in Florida.
Oh, wow.
And this was here, and the Australian pines where the treehouse is. And that was it.
And everything else was gravel. Oh, wow.
And that.
I haven't even looked back there yet. I'm so impressed with this.
I've got some great photos of my son in there, and then friends of mine over the years climbing up there.
Wow. Like, I don't think they understand how big this is.
I need to pause on this tree really quick because you all just can't tell how massive and magnificent it is, even when I stand next to it. And the way I felt beside it, I've only experienced twice before. The first time was at a concert with everyone singing, and I could literally feel the music pulsing through my body. And the second was the first time I went snorkeling in the Keys, miles off the coast. A tropical storm was coming in, waves were 8 foot tall, and I was about to have a panic attack, thinking I would get attacked or drown if I jumped in. My partner pushed me into the water, and the second my head went under, I saw a whole different world. Everything went still. That's exactly how I felt standing under this tree. Like the whole world stopped and everything would be okay. I felt joy, at peace. Time stopped. I got goosebumps, tingles, and for a moment, gravity didn't exist. It was like the world disappeared, yet we were the center of the universe at the same time. I felt pure ecstasy, better than any drug I've ever taken. I wanted to climb into the tree, be part of the tree, live in its stillness and power. I could have stayed there forever. Even just thinking about it right now has washed a sense of calmness over me that I've never felt anywhere outside of those 3 experiences. I just really needed to share that with you and encourage you. Step outside this week. You never know when nature might stop you in your tracks. Okay, back to the tour.
I literally want to climb the tree.
Yeah. It begs to be climbed. I'm like, why didn't they put a treehouse in this tree? This is a treehouse tree.
See, I need this type of tree when I buy a house down here in the yard.
Right. And that's so hard to find now because people don't want trees because of hurricanes. This thing does go through some damage every time there's a storm. Luckily, it's away from the house, but it usually pops a hole in my greenhouse or my shade house every time there's a storm. Makes its seed pods look like ears, so that's why they call them ear trees. You know, you see the seed pods on the Royal Poinciana, those long woody things. It's like a little woody ear. Sometimes I see them on the ground, but I can't remember what time of year that it's dropping them.
We've got like little Triscantia and stuff growing under here.
That's against my will. They won't go away.
There's all kinds of things. There's also some philodendrons.
Yeah. And there's where the rest of the Renaultii are. I had them back here.
Oh yeah, I see them.
A couple times I've brought them. I root them and take them to the Aroid show just because it's not really around much anymore.
Yeah.
And that's what, it's like those old plants that you don't see around because they kind of fall out of popularity. No one's putting them on social media.
What is this guy?
Because I didn't put that there. It put itself there somehow. Like this whole area.
That's crazy. You've got some kind of red something.
Oh, that's the flower on the Brownea. That's a pretty impressive flower. Those things we should...
Let's go check it out. In the jungle. So you're not even using the full acre.
No. Well, depends. I mean, I don't have shade houses on the rest. That's flower on there. Isn't that amazing? It's a bunch of little, like a flower cluster there.
It smells very like fruity almost. It's just like a Saint.
Yeah. And this is the rest of that styrofoam I used for the waterfalls.
Wow. Yeah.
So I emptied out this giant shade house. I had that built after Hurricane Irma, and I at one point had it just filled with benches and plants and all that. But I'm gonna, I took all that out and I'm gonna plant it and make it like a rainforest in there. But I'm always doing something else. So I almost need to get all that ready earlier in the year.
Yeah.
This is a cool hybrid. I keep needing to dig this up and bring it out where I can see it. This is a hybrid that Bill Rodolante from Silver Chrome did. That is Podophyllum and Faustomirandi.
Ooh.
Yeah, cool leaves. Look at it.
Yeah.
But it's way back here, and I forget it's back here.
And it's very
hard,
strong.
right? Yeah, it's very... Both of those species are very hard like that.
We've got like all kinds of little things back here. Look at your...
Originally, this was going to be a super cool pathway, like to the back with all these Browneas. But then things changed. I did different things that I meant to do.
Yeah. You got giant pothos and...
So it's funny is like I always wonder, like the neighbors on either side of me must be like, oh, her plants are always falling in my yard. But their plants are jumping in my yard and oh, that's a big one. Yeah, they're climbing up the shade house and I didn't even have pothos over here until recently. Epipremnum, won't get me in trouble.
I made a video a while back.
Oh, look at that.
That's crazy.
Staghorn popped up. Go ahead.
I made a video a while back and I called a golden pothos an epipremnum. And like so many people were like, that's a golden pothos. Quit trying to change the name. And I was like, no, you're the one that's wrong.
Yeah.
I'm amazed by that. It's like so cool. This guy, this tree, that's the same tree from the front, right? Or early?
Oh no, this is a giant sea grape.
Okay.
Coccoloba pubescens. Well, it drops these leaves. I don't know if Barry has that. I should ask him. He could do something cool with these leaves.
Yes. Like,
that would be great for a waterfall.
this is my shoe. Oh,
like that would be a great little waterfall thing.
yes. Those things are huge.
That we call that the island because this whole thing was pond. But then when my son was born, I had a dream. I knew he was going to be blonde. I was blonde and his dad is blonde, of his little blonde head sinking. And I was like, fill it, fill it.
Yes.
Because 18 feet deep. The same guy that graveled it, dug a big hole and threw bass in it.
Oh, wow.
So the pond went, so that was the island. It was like a moat all the way around the back of it. And the pond went almost all the way to the tree.
Oh, wow.
And it took us forever to fill it. And the people that used to live over here had a tree trimming company and they would like throw brush in it, which filled it really quick. But then now there's sinkholes because as the brush decomposed. This is a cool, another palm hammock hybrid back here. This has been back here for a while. It's actually, I saw another one over there. I was like, how'd you get over there? But these ferns and Gonotopus have kind of taken over. But this is where I used to dump stuff, leftover stuff.
Palmer told me about this tree yesterday, but I can't remember the name.
Telegraph tree or mass tree.
Mass.
It's got like 4 different names.
Those things are so cool.
Polyalthea, related to ylang-ylangs. It actually has a little tiny ylang-ylang looking flower.
Okay, you didn't tell me that part.
Uh-huh.
I love those.
These were all 3-gallon pots and we moved here because this is the neighbor, their pool area is right there. And there's a little tiny fence here. I was like, man, it'd be nice to not, so they can have some privacy.
Yeah.
And we stuck all those in and I just had to get somebody to cut them back a bit by the greenhouse because they were starting to like bend over onto the greenhouse and blocking all the light.
I'm obsessed with everything. I could just live in a tent back here. There's just so much out here.
And you can see the Gonotopus, like it is a beautiful plant, but as it just takes over. Look at those knees on it.
It's so cool though.
It is.
I can understand why you wouldn't like it after 8.
Yeah. Oh, it's in pots. I'm like, how did you get in the front yard? And there's another of those macarengas that got back here somehow.
Did they seed or?
Yeah. So I don't know. This one must be female. I'm trying to think of where I have big ones. Yeah. So there's male and female and they find each other somehow. The bugs must find them.
Yeah.
Because you could have all male plants and the males have pretty clusters of pink flowers and the females just have these clumps of flowers. And when they get pollinated, they just drop a million little seeds all over.
This is insane. Hey, Boogie. There's just all these little guys just growing everywhere. There's like just red Eurobensis. Is that what that is?
Oh, yeah.
So just random red.
And then that's the variegated, that bird's nest in there. That's the one those seeds came off of that were in the shade.
Wow. That thing's huge.
Yeah.
Like 7 foot tall.
Some big stuff in there. And iguanas are eating these monsteras. I wouldn't think monsteras would taste good, but they'll eat syngoniums and monsteras, which are like 2 things that I just can't imagine taste good. I have much tastier plants than that.
I just thought about you saying accidentally grabbing an iguana. Yeah. I just pictured that in my head.
Not my favorite thing. I like to know. I love lizards and snakes, but I like to know I'm grabbing a snake or a lizard before I have a handful.
Right.
quick backstory for some context. Brutus has this rubber iguana he dives to the bottom of the pool for. Every time he fetches it from the pool, he does this exact routine here of hiding it and then coming to Enid like, okay, go get it. As you'll see in a moment, he still wants it to be tossed after. Earlier, she joked that one day she's going to reach into the bushes to grab it and accidentally grab a real lizard instead. That's what popped into my head when she mentioned the iguanas just now, and I couldn't stop the giggles from coming out. She has more reptiles than an average South Florida home because she keeps deli cups of live mealworms all over her property to feed the wild lizards and frogs, so they tend to stick around. Also, watching this clip back, I realized Brutus is literally doing to her what she does to him. He's training her now. Dogs are unreal. Anyways, back to the plants.
Little air plant right here.
Oh yeah, fell off that branch.
It's crazy. You just be out here for like weeks finding things.
I usually kind of come out here and harvest and make cuttings and stuff in the spring.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I did too much this year.
Oh,
but I have to set them free, you know? I'm not going to throw them in the garbage. I just set them free in the yard. I'm like, run! These are all a bunch of plumerias I got in Thailand years ago. And we have a fire pit and everything here, but like I said, I don't come out here that much anymore. I got all this extra space.
What is white back here? A croton? No. Oop. I love it. Everything. Are these... What are these?
Acalypha.
All right.
Acalypha. Yeah, they come in all different colors. They're great. I was trying to put something along the fence line. You know, it gives you more of a sense of being in your own rainforest if you're not, you know, nothing against other people's yards, but I want to see my own yard in my own environment instead of like a car or a house or whatever.
Yeah. Ooh. The leaves on this.
Look at it close. It's really cool and contorted. It's in the hibiscus family.
I love it.
I haven't propagated that in a while. I forgot it was back here.
That's so pretty. There's so much cool stuff.
The dogs are like, we never go back here.
If
If the cats follow us back here, they love it. They get like bouncing all the plants, you know?
I love that.
Yeah. And then when you go in, the cats come running with the dogs like they're dogs too. Papa, where's your kitties? Where are your juicy kitties?
So what is it?
It's a Corydine pendula.
Philodendron pendula. Beautiful.
You get those cool little flowers. They're blooming.
Yes. Got bananas here.
Yeah, these are that new no-no banana, they call them. And this, when they're in the shade, they're kind of just like, you know, mud green, but in the sun, they really start getting some color. The big plants are just like, every time I take a photo, I'm like, it doesn't look real. And I'm like, I can't use this photo. This one I just took the other day of the ones in the front. I was like, I can't even use this photo. It doesn't look right, you know?
Yeah. That's crazy. You got some little berries going here.
Oh, yeah. This is Anthurium fornicifolium from Selby Botanical Gardens. There's something there too. I should plant those.
Yes, please plant those.
Now I picked it. Now I have to plant them. Did you? I'll just carry them around. I can't put them in my pocket because then I'll just keep them in my pocket forever.
What is this guy?
This is a super cool Medinilla. It's like a mini variety that's as big as it gets, but it blooms like crazy for such a dainty little plant, you know?
Yeah. So these are the blooms?
Yeah, that's the flower. I was going to push them out.
Crazy.
Like this here's the flower. These are like the buds, and then there's a flower. That darker
Yeah.
pink comes out of the center. I'm surprised that hasn't gotten around. So they did like some trials to see how they would grow here. And it's always interesting, like when something like that, to me, that's great because it stays small and it blooms like crazy. I'm like, what more do you need?
Ooh. That's like, the camera is not doing that color justice.
Markravia El Coco.
That's beautiful.
Another one of these variegated Campharias. That's like my thing lately. I love variegated Campharias. This one's just starting to come out, but
that's gorgeous too.
That's a variegated red sealing wax here that I popped off that bigger plant.
That one's super variegated.
Mm-hmm. And these are all up the same plant. And they're barely variegated. In fact, I was like, did I mix them up? And then I saw some color here. Sometimes they got to get a little bigger.
That is really neat. What is this?
That's Ecmia brevicalis.
Okay.
So cool. Look, it's a bromeliad. Look how it grows like.
Yeah. The spotting.
And these will make these like purpley blue fruits that are full of seeds. And I just smash them on the other plants.
Ooh, is this one of those
variegated banana, acuminata?
Oh, this is a banana?
Yeah.
It's very short.
Yeah.
Compared to the other ones.
A little short, fat one. This is a heliconia I had years ago that I just picked up again.
That's beautiful.
This banana's having a rough day. I just got that too.
That's pretty.
Yeah. Anthurium harleyi.
This is that's so pretty.
Yeah.
That's really cool looking. And this is why we need more than just the velvet heart leaf.
Right.
Because look at that. Oh, is this that new, peace lily thing?
Spathiphyllum Yvonne Portia.
It's so cool looking.
And these are, Philodendrons that I selfed off that variegated one.
Mm-hmm.
And so far, every one of them green. I had a couple other trays. I potted a bunch up. I'm like, oh, well. And then when it had flowers again, I was like, I would pollinate you, but I don't need 400 million more green ones. So
yeah.
If you're not going to act right, we're not going to get pollinated.
We're not going to be friends.
Right. Did you show this?
No, I have not. And I didn't grab one yet.
Oh, we'll get as many as you need. Some are probably looser than others.
Yeah, this one can
get a few just in case. Yay! Yeah, I've just been squishing the berries back in there. That's crazy. Isn't that just the coolest thing?
It really is.
So that's what I was saying. I like the weird stuff. And this one, this broke off, this tip broke off, and then it grew this straight up out of there. That's crazy. Oh, we were looking at this earlier, I think.
Yes.
That's Zingiber calinciana, and that's the inflorescences there. It'll get little flowers that pop out the side, named for Mark Collins. I love when those guys bloom because they're dormant in the winter. When they come up.
How big does it get by the end of the summer? How big will it be?
I should pop that up, but usually it's like a clump, It's like a clump of leaves. It gets maybe another foot taller. This is a Pitcairnia. It has black flowers in the bromeliad family.
Oh, I think I saw one of those. My friend Nick bought one.
Oh, yeah?
I think that's what he bought.
Oh, they're in the garbage getting.
What happened?
Oh, I can't wait to clean that up.
He says, I need your attention.
This was an absolutely enormous plant, and when I had wire and wood benches, it fell through the bench, and it was down there forever because I couldn't lift it up and out. And when I redid the bench, I was able to get it out of there.
It's beautiful. Somebody was telling me that basically all the magnificums on the market now are like a hybrid of like fistal or something.
Oh yeah?
They think that it's not true magnificum.
Oh, maybe that one is. Square.
Yeah,
The petioles is square.
this looks like the botanical description.
Yeah. And like I said, it's old. So Mickey said she collected it with Dewey Fisk 50 years ago, back in like 2000. That they told me that.
So it's like 75.
Yeah, at least. Who knows how old it was? I don't know the situation in which she collected it.
That's crazy. Oh, I just saw
Circus peanuts. Where's all my leaves? There's no leaves on it?
There's this one right here.
It scared me. Oh, it's receptive. I don't wanna. You get a whole thing of fruit on this, and you get like 3 seeds.
I've heard that.
I don't know why. It's such a beast of a plant, and it's plenty strong. But everybody always says that. And they're like peach colored. This has been on here for a while. That's Piper magnificum. That's not around as much. I actually ripped the whole leg off it because it's like gone everywhere.
Oh yeah, I see.
And it was out in the path. And Brutus gets in here. I used to set trays on that bench, but he crushes everything. So pollen on that too.
Oh yeah, I see it. Mm. Oh, your little frog's back.
Oh my God, he's cute. Oh my God, I can't stand it. What's happening? Ogleton.
Oh, that's a horrible zoom.
That is a cute frog, let me just say.
He is adorable.
Please.
You are a water hippo. Yeah. He said, wherever there's water, I am. Yeah. You love the water.
I'll be like, why does he smell so bad? And then I'm like, oh.
He be in the waters. He love the waters.
Ogleton. That one yellowy orange spotted one, he's a cichlid from the pond. I was scooping some leaves out, and I caught him when he was a tiny baby, and I had the brilliant idea to throw him in there, which was not a brilliant idea, because now I can't catch him.
It's hard to put into words what this experience meant to me. Walking through Enid's world, hearing her story, feeling the history in every corner of this garden, and seeing the way she's shaped this space. It's something I'll never forget. There's a kind of magic here that doesn't translate through a screen, but I hope some part of it found its way to you. If you saw a plant you fell in love with, Enid's website and Palm Street are both linked below, along with her Instagram. You'll find different plants on each, so be sure to check them both out. Thank you, Grow in Detroit, for making this trip possible. Her Instagram is linked below too. Please go show her some love. And if you're still craving more, head to the tours playlist or stay right here. YouTube thinks you'll love this video next. I'll see you in the next tour. Bye.